Let's be honest. If you're asking this question, the answer is likely that you do not have a trading edge, but that's okay. By the end of this short video, you're going to know exactly what a trading edge is and how you need to get there. All right, so let's dive right into what an edge is to begin with. Think of a trading edge as your unique advantage in the market. Identifying patterns, market behaviors, using your own risk management. There's more that can come with that, but all of that builds into your unique strategy. And yes, I hear it, same shit yet again, someone telling me that I have to have my own unique strategy and not actually giving me a strategy. Screw this guy, I'm gonna click off the video. If that's your mindset, that's your approach, please proceed right ahead. That's not gonna be helpful and you probably won't get there anyway. This is real trading. We're talking about real trading, not the fake stuff that you see elsewhere. People telling you that they have the secret strategy that made them, blah, 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 millions of dollars, or the 95% win rate strategy, the no lose strategy. That's all bullshit. That is not something that is worth your time. You need to build your own strategy. Simple as that. And that's not a bad thing. As you progress and mature, you'll understand that that's really good and makes trading so unique because you have your own strategies. You're not copying the same strategy. You've got your own strategy. Your own, not copying someone else's no-lose strategy that doesn't exist. But of those who are in the game for a long time and have been consistently profitable, there are commonalities among those strategies. When you boil it all down, number one, the most important, simply, and it makes sense, is they have a positive or a profit factor above 1. What that means is that they're profitable. Above 1 means they make money. And to get to that profit factor, there's things we got to consider. One of those is your win rate. What's your percentage? Well, do you win 30% of the time? Do you win 60% of the time? Do you win 50% of the time? If you look through the data, there's not a ton of data out there, but if you look into interviews and some of the data that we have on big time consistent traders, some of the guys who've made the most money in the entire world trading, their win rates are around 50%. Some even say that they don't even win 50% of the time, yet these are some of the guys with the largest net worths in the entire world. The way that's possible is because their average risk reward is also very good. If you have a 50% win rate and your average risk reward is I risk $1 to make $1.50, and we're talking realized, that could be your goal on every trade, but we want to track realized data. So what is my average risk reward per trade realized? If that number is above a 1, meaning that you make more than you lose on average, you literally just take your average win and then you divide by the average loss, and that's how you get to that number. And when you have a number, let's say it's 1.1, but your win rate is 50-50, let's say after 100 trades, you literally win 50, but your average risk reward realized is a 1.1, you're profitable because you're making $1.10 for every $1 you risk. And that's of course scaled across any size you want across that sample size that you have logged, tracked, and journaled. There's a lot of ways together. You can have a higher win rate and a lesser or a lower average risk reward, or you can even have a lower win rate but a higher risk reward. From my experience and from what I see through the space, when it comes to the longevity of the game, there's a much larger chance that your longevity is going to come from having a better realized risk reward than having a better win rate. You could be profitable at a 50%, a 40%, heck, even a 30% win rate, but if your risk reward is really, really good and gets better or is just really darn good, you're going to be able to make money consistently, again, over a larger sample size. Now, before we get into the next part of the video, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Iron Beam.
Welcome to Iron Beam, the future of futures trading. With our cutting-edge chart trading feature and 300+ indicators, you can now trade directly off the chart anytime, anywhere. Delivering seamless trading across all platforms, the Iron Beam journey is supported by 24-hour trader support, low day trade margins, and no account minimums. Iron Beam brings the future into the present. Join now and augment your trading experience.
Once you have a profit factor above 1 through a large sample size with one strategy, okay, hear me out. You can say you have an edge. Now take a step back. What is your strategy? What are the rules? What have you been doing to achieve that profit factor that is 1 or higher? That is your edge, simply put. Now let me ask you this one question. When you have determined that you have an edge, after what we just talked about, why in your right mind would you deviate from that edge? If it was proven profitable over 25, 50, 100 trades, why would you deviate from the edge? This is where a lot of people, including myself, and a lot of you have probably gone wrong. We deviate from the edge, or we don't even track the edge to begin with, and so we think we're taking the same trades, but we don't have a set of rules or criteria that we are strictly following for every single trade, so that now this trade's a little bit different than this one, and this one's a little bit different than that one. Not every trade's going to be the exact same, but there should be a general criteria or set of rules that you follow. Like, I see this, this, and this, I take the trade, right? Simply put, some way that you can track what you're doing. If you can't track it, you're not able to truly say you have an edge, and you might go on runs where you're really aligned with the market and you're seeing things fairly well. When that market changes, all of a sudden you completely unravel and you're like, I can't make a dime. So human nature, what do? We try to change it. And so we keep changing, little by little, our edge or our strategy. And so we never really find or stick to that edge and have that data over a large sample size. So do you see the point now? It's a unique thing to you, your strategy. There is no one way to trade. There are a million ways to do it. And that's awesome. And that's what ultimately allows this to be something you can pursue. If you were copying what everybody else did, eventually that's not going to work. Now, back to deviating from our strategy, from our edge. When we want to do so is after we have a large sample size, we've been trading this way, and then we look through our data and we can say, hey, I think based off of XYZ, or based off what I've seen over the past 6 months, I think I can change my inputs just like this. I can make a tweak. I can move my stop. I can make my take profits a little bit farther up, right? I can move these things and tweak them a little bit because I think it will have a positive impact on my profit factor, my win rates, or my risk reward. And then you can track that from there, making small adjustments over time, but again, making sure you have ample data that tells you profitable or not profitable with the given inputs and your strategy. Now, you can test, build all this stuff on your own, but personally, I use TradeZella. With TradeZella, you can create playbooks, you can define strategies, track all your data like risk reward, win rate, profit factor, and a lot more where that came from, all while having your trades uploaded automatically. You can connect your broker to the platform and they will take care of the rest. So you can imagine how much easier this makes tracking, journaling, logging, and creating strategies, and ultimately identifying, am I profitable or not? Do I have a trading edge or not? Over the past 1.5 years, it's saved me countless hours. I'll leave a link to TradeZella below this video if you want to check them out. You don't have to use them. I know we're all more than capable of doing this on our own. They just saved me a lot of time, and so I thank them for that. Thanks for watching, but more importantly, it's time to go find that edge. Peace.